is your no bullshit guide to a happier life. Quick, but not necessarily easy tips to help you to squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of your business and your life. My name is Helen Calvert. I'm a coach, a business owner and a parent, and I'm so happy to be here with you. I do swear occasionally, as the title suggests, so pop in your headphones if I'm not safe for little ears. Ready to go? Let's do this. This episode is sponsored by Katia Willems, a micro-adventurer who wants to bring a pop of electricity into your life. Everything that Katia offers is aimed at supporting you to live your fullest, most enjoyable life and tap into undiscovered sides of yourself. She does this by providing adventures and EFT, both of which help you to tap into your potential and power. EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, sometimes known as tapping, is a fast, effective and gentle way of letting go of negative habits and beliefs that belong in the past, so you can carve out a more positive future. Do you want more joy and ease in your life? I am one of Katia's clients for EFT, so can personally attest to just how effective and quite frankly game-changing it is to work with her. The technique involves tapping with fingertips on acupuncture points on the hands, face and body while giving focused attention to uncomfortable thoughts and feelings. The way that Katia guides her clients through this process with so much compassion but also humour is incredible, and others in my network have also benefited from her approach. If you are ready to reprocess and let go of what is stuck and holding you back, get in touch with Katia at katiasmicroadventures.co.uk or via the links in the show notes for this episode. Katia works online, so can help and support you no matter where you are in the world. Hello and welcome to this episode where we're going to be talking about how to be more powerful. I wrote copious notes for this episode and then realised it would be about 2 hours long if I said everything. Fortunately, the whole of this season is about stepping into our power and how to be more powerful and how to use our power. So don't worry, you won't miss out on any of the things that I have hastily cut out of my notes for this episode so that we can keep it to a reasonable time. What I've realised is that there's two key things I really want to talk about today that I think have a huge impact on how powerful we feel and how much power we can muster, how we use it, how to be more powerful, more impactful in the world. So the first one of those two things is choosing our focus. Now, don't panic. I'm not about to tell you that in amongst the chaos that is life, you suddenly have to find some amazing inspirational focus, right? You don't have to suddenly start saving the whales. If you are saving the whales, amazing. Well done, keep going. But you do not have to suddenly find some incredible new focus, okay? That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is understanding our focus, the one we already have, and being intentional. So there will already be things that are really important to you. Okay, they're yours. There is no judgment required. They are yours. Whatever is really important to you, that's your focus. Okay. The problem we have is when loads of pointless or, seemingly pointless life stuff tries to pull us away from that. So how often have you said, I really want to do X. I really want to go to that thing. I really want to do this thing. I really want to write that letter. I really want to have this impact on the world. Oh, I didn't in the end though, because blah, 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 string of relatively pointless nonsense that got in the way. Okay. When we know our focus, so the first thing is, as ever, the first thing is always clarity, right? When we know our focus, that can help us to make choices. We then have to figure out how to make those choices. It's not necessarily easy. I want to make it very clear that nothing I say on these podcasts, I don't think any of this stuff's easy, okay? I know it's effective. I know it's important. It's not easy. But let's think about focus. So we have perhaps the things we want to achieve. in the world, maybe the changes we want to see happen in the world, and maybe the people that we focus on the most. Okay. Now, if we then let loads of itty bitty things pull us away from those really important issues and people and missions and all the stuff that's actually where we want to use our power, we're just losing power day after day. It's being pulled away from us. And sometimes, yes, it is literally pulled away from us, but a lot of the time we have more of a choice. What is holding you back from saying no to a lot of the itty bitty nonsense that is pulling you away from where you want to use your power? Because we can get so hung up, can't we, on being nice and kind and helpful and being seen in a certain light and not upsetting people and all that other stuff that we know creates havoc in our brains and in our lives. But when we think about, let's go right to an extreme, okay? Let's go to the best people in the world. Now, for my generation, whenever anyone was like the best, the kindest person, Mother Teresa, right? If you don't know who Mother Teresa is, look her up. Absolutely incredible human being. Absolutely incredible. But I tell you what, yes, she was kind and loving and nurturing and giving and all those incredible things. Do you know what else she was? She was goddamn focused. She knew exactly what her mission was in life, and she got on with it. Mother Teresa was not making cakes for the PTA bake sale, right? She wasn't. She knew what her mission was, and she didn't take on any other mission. She didn't go, well, yes, I'm going to care for the poor every day and make a massive difference in the world, but also I mustn't forget to sign that petition about, this, that, and the other, and this other problem. No, she was focused. And my God, what a difference she made, right? Now, I'm not pretending I know her intimately. I don't know her well, but that from the outside, you can see that she was focused. If you think about other people who are making a massive impact on the world, they are focusing on what they're doing. I'm not saying you have to make a massive impact. You don't have to be on the 9 o'clock news, okay? But focus is one of the most powerful things we can have. And when we allow other bits of nonsense to pull our focus, we lose our power. Now, when we all do that, right, when everybody is being pulled this, that, and the other direction by this, that, and the other bitty nonsense, we all lose our power and nobody gets anywhere, and we're all just treading water going round and round in circles, okay? And it doesn't actually serve anyone. We talked last time about the different abilities we have and the powers we have and the ways we can make a difference in people's lives. We can't do any of that if we're being pulled away from our focus, or, we can have more than one focus, but pulled away from what is important to us by itty bitty nonsense. And you will know what the itty bitty nonsense is in your life, okay? Again, I'm not saying it's easy to put it down. And so often what we want is a way to put this stuff down without saying anything, without upsetting anyone, without disrupting anything. That's probably not possible, right? We have to find the power of our voice to be able to say, I'm not doing this. No is a complete sentence. We don't actually have to explain ourselves, but I'm not doing this because my focus is X. Because when we focus on something or a handful of things, the difference we can make is absolutely enormous. But when our focus is pulled in all kinds of directions, we actually end up having no impact whatsoever. And that is not what we want. So what's the other side to this issue about increasing our power, having more power because we're focused? Well, the other side to it, and it feels almost like an opposite, but the other side to it is allowing for disruption. Wait a minute. I thought we just said we were putting down all these things that pull our focus. Yes, we are. But those are the things that we have a choice about, and we have more choice than we think we do. And we have more power to enact those choices than often we think we do. But even with all the choice in the world and all the focus in the world, disruption is going to happen, right? Things are going to come along that just throw us completely off course. Okay. And as much as I want us to be focused, I also want us to be honoring our energy and where our focus is being pulled. Okay. I'm going to give you 2 random examples from my week because it's been a bit of a week. So completely random examples. But this week I have had a problem with a former client, one of those awful situations that completely pull your focus and make you feel like crap and someone's not happy, and I've had to sort something out and it's been really difficult. Okay. And the other thing, completely different, again, really random example. This morning, I trod barefoot on a slug in my kitchen. Absolutely horrific, disgraceful, cancel the whole day, awful, right? What do these 2 things have to do with anything? They were unexpected disruptions that I could not have done anything about, right? Well, I mean, I could have looked where I was going in the kitchen, but anyway, disruptions I could not do anything about, and they pulled me off course in different ways. Okay. Now, the slug thing, I have a thing about slugs. It really was not great. Okay. I had to give myself grace to just manage how I felt for a minute. Okay. It was just like a few minutes, but we certainly weren't carrying on with our day. Oh my goodness. It was like, I need to just come back to like breathing normally. The other situation, the situation with a client, much bigger deal, right? It's been a few days of disruption. And again, if I just tried to push on through and carry on regardless, and I don't even care, then my power would have been drained and my energy would have been sapped. And by the end of the week, I'd have been good for nothing. Now, the thing with disruption that we can't do anything about is it's really bloody annoying, but we can only maintain our power if we give ourselves grace and allow ourselves to change and adjust and allow how we feel, and allowing all of that without feeling like failures because it's meant that we couldn't do the 3 things that were on our to-do list and now we've been thrown off course. Allowing all of that is self-care of the deepest level, and it actually helps us to maintain our power and return to it much faster. I've seen people try and push through day-to-day issues, and I've seen people try and push through really big things. It never works. It always drains us, and worst case scenario, it makes us ill. Okay? Pushing through is not the way forward. Pausing, taking the time, giving ourselves space, giving ourselves grace, all of that, that's real self-care. Again, as I always say, self-care isn't just bubble baths. This is the true self-care. Okay. So we have knowing our focus, accepting it, loving it, whatever your focus is, it's acceptable. It doesn't have to be a better focus or a more impressive focus or a focus that somebody else thinks you should have, right? What's your focus? What are the things you want to focus on? Where do you want to direct your power? Start to think about how to drop off some of the nonsense that is pulling you away from that. But when things pull you away from that and it's completely beyond your control and you are knocked off course, give yourself grace and kindness and time. It's okay. We do not have to be slaves to the task list. We've listed out what we were going to do today. We planned out our week. We were focused as hell. Fantastic. Well done. Something knocked us off course. That's okay, right? You haven't failed. Something has knocked you completely off course. And if you take a moment and figure out what you need and take that time and look after yourself, you're going to come back. If you try and push through and never mind, because this has got to be done regardless, and I've still got to do X, Y, Z, even though I now feel like crap, your power is going to just drain away until, well, we all know what happens, don't we? Because it happens regularly, until we have the migraine or we get ill or we have the, meltdown or whatever it is that happens. And then we feel bad about that. And then we wish we hadn't done X. Give yourselves the time. Okay. So we're going to find our focus, decide on our focus, get clear on it, I'm not telling you what it should be. I'm not doing that because it's different for all of us. But imagine a world, right? Imagine a world where everybody knew what they were actually trying to achieve and really focused on it to make it happen and gave themselves time and grace when things knocked them off course. Imagine that world. Imagine how people in that world would behave towards one another, how much more kindness there would be, because we're not all being pulled in 26 different directions, trying to do a load of stuff that doesn't matter or a load of stuff we don't actually have the capacity for. Imagine that world. This is the power we have to be the people that make those changes. And the more that we are the people who make those changes, no matter what reactions we get, and people are going to feel the way they feel, if we are the people who make those changes, that is leadership, because it enables other people to make the same changes and it enables them to live in their power. And then we can actually all get important things done and actually maintain our energy instead of all going around in circles, not really getting anywhere and not really feeling like we're achieving anything. Are you with me? Are we going to get focused? Are we going to get intentional? Are we going to cut out the nonsense? But when the nonsense finds us, are we going to give ourselves some grace and space and time? Let's be excessively kind to ourselves. It's always where we start and where we finish. And let's squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of this life that is ours. Speak to you next time. Thank you so much for listening. It's great to have you along for the ride. Are you already a member of my Happier Life Hub? If not, it's time for you to join. For just £20 per month, you get access to a huge library of resources to help you to banish the BS and live your happiest life. Plus a supportive community, online meetups, and access to me via the DMs. It's like having me in your pocket 24/7. Head to happier-life.co.uk/hub for more details.